Hallo Leute, it is tendedtadpole here, and we are back for episode 5 of Running Away. Now, in the last episode, you can see all this wonderful stuff behind me. Here, I'll flip it around. In the last episode, we created these houses over here, and we also threw in some trees, threw in the road. I absolutely love the way that this looks, but this is only a very small portion of it. So if we go up there, we can see that that's only a couple of houses and actually a very small portion of this entire area. So, as I feel like I'm saying every single episode, we did a lot of stuff off camera. So, Salbert helped me with a little bit of this, but for the most part, I did most of this by myself. Over the past couple of days, I've been throwing in a couple of houses and things over here, and I've been adding the roads to all of this. And actually, I just finished up doing a live stream where we built 4 of these houses over here. And, yeah, so the goal for today, really, is to continue that theme. Now, if you weren't here for the live stream, what I'd kind of explained was this area, or basically this side, and going all the way around of the river right here, I really just want to put houses and things, because, I don't know, it'll kind of be just like a living district, and then over here, I want to put, you know, like a farmer's market, I want to put some shops, I want to put more of like where people would hang out rather than where they would live. So businesses, maybe a palace or like a government building, just stuff that aren't all houses. So yeah, the goal for today is to add in more houses over here and hopefully finish up the residential part of our district. So let's get on that. So for the most part, when I'm making these houses, I do the same thing that I did in the last episode where I'll sort of make an outline, usually in either wood or cobblestone, and then I'll use that to build. But something I've been doing more recently is I've been making sure to add the roads to the places that I want the houses before I actually put their outline. And so like you can see here, I just have roads now that lead into nothingness, and I really think it's helping me. So for those of you who've been asking, you know, how I go about building things like that, I would say plan out the infrastructure, because I mean, I just love the way these roads look. So with that being said, we need to figure out where we want the houses to be. And there's going to have to be a lot of them to fill in this space. But I don't know how many I really want. I think I'll start in this back corner over here. Just because I feel like if I, you know, do this, I can sort of flush it down this way to figure out how I want things. But yeah, let's get started on that.
Deja vu, I just been in this place before. Higher on the street, and I know it's my time to go.
Alright, so for now, this is sort of the preliminary idea that I have for the houses of where I want them to be. So, I know I said I was going to focus in this corner. I want something, and I don't know what, but like, I don't know, I have a lot of fairly small houses, except for that one. I want something bigger than I've been doing, and I don't know, I'll have to figure that out at some point. But for now, I'm going to connect the roads up to these plots that I have, and we'll see how that looks. Trust me when I say that the montage for building that road was incredibly boring and incredibly tedious, so we're just going to skip past that. Alright, so now that we have the roads in place, it's just a matter of building. So here's the before, and here we have the after. Now, that was immediate for you guys, but it's actually the next day for me. These took forever to build. Now, this one right here was actually a very quick one to build because, as you can see, it is the same house design that I keep using all over the place. I really like the design. It's very sweet, simple, very easy to build. Over here was a bit different. Actually, let me give you guys a closer look onto these. For now, they are empty, but I may spend an episode sort of filling them out. It's pretty simple. They're all really small for the most part, so you know, it shouldn't be too hard to furnish them, I say, even though I never furnish anything. I think my favorite of the bunch is the one over here, though, because this one, I just randomly came up with this design, and I absolutely love it. So it's got sort of this, like, sort of these 2 little rooms protruding to the front. I may make a basement on these ones just because the ground under these is so flat, because over there, it was such a pain to actually do this, but I really like the way they turned out. Now, even though it is the next day, I still have no idea what I'm going to do in this area right here. So, I think I'm going to go over to a creative world and try out a bunch of designs and see which one I like. So, let's do that. So it's quite a bit smaller than I thought I would want for the plot, but this is what I have come up with. It's not perfect, but I sort of wanted to go by a, sort of like in chess, like the rook piece. I want that kind of like a castle type thing. Now, I'm planning on doing some sort of maybe castle type look for one of the buildings on the other side of the river. But I think this is what I want to go for. Obviously, I'm going to add lanterns, and I was thinking of doing like the cobblestone wall for the windows. It's not going to be exactly like this, but yeah, I like this design. Yeah, let's run with this. And here we have the finished product. Now, obviously it does look a little bit different from the one that I made in the creative world. I added an extra layer down here, and I also used dark oak fences instead of the cobblestone wall. But I love this. I think it fits just perfectly with like everything that we have around it. And here, let's fly up a little bit. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I love this. Okay, let's land on this tree here. Yeah. Now, obviously I haven't put the road in, even though I said I was going to do that for most of the things. But yeah, I love the way that this looks. Okay, so let's get the road put in. And with this, we should be done. Let me go around just to double check that everything's finished. Man, I love how this looks. I did the same thing that I did at the tower over there, where I sort of just had the road loop around the building that we had. So we do still have like a decent amount of empty space here, but I just think it would be too much to try and fill it with another building. Yeah, here, let's get a view of it from the platform up there. Oh, I just cannot get enough of this. I absolutely love how it looks. That's like perfect. You can't really see the road there, so it looks like the road just kind of stopped, but okay. So what we need to do now is something that I've pretty much been doing while I make the builds. As you can see, there is like a decent amount of empty space that I've just been filling with these big old trees, these big spruce trees, and especially back there, there is a ton of space. So we need to throw some more trees in there. Once again, the time-lapse of this was not that interesting, so we're just going to skip right to the end. We'll throw one more right here. My goodness, that took forever. Okay, let's see how that looks. Oh, I think that looks phenomenal. Let's get another look up here. Oh, I mean, I think this just turned out about as perfectly as I could have imagined. Oh, I absolutely love this. Man, I mean, this is probably, this is close to what I imagined as I think I possibly could have gotten. Now, the lake over there is a bit empty. I don't know that I want to do anything with that right now. But for the time being, I do want to hold off on starting this, just because, I mean, there's still a couple of things that need to be finished up over here. And that namely involves my house. If you look around, you can see there's a clear color palette everywhere in the city, and I mean, obviously Salbert's house is a bit different, but I think we're gonna leave it hers as it is. Mine just doesn't fit whatsoever. So as much as I love it, and you know, as great as I think it turned out, I'm going to switch out all of the oak wood for dark oak. So let's replace that. And that should be that. Now, obviously I did a little bit more than just switching out just the oak wood. If you see here, I did change out the little stairs I had, and I switched the torches for lanterns, but I think it looks great. Now, obviously the roof is a bit different because you can see on all the other ones, I had a bit of a wood trim. I'd be lying if I said I didn't think about that in the middle of this. I'll say it's because, you know, I want mine to stand out, but honestly, I just don't want to fix that right now. But yeah, I mean, it's such a minor change, but it makes all the difference. Oh, here, let me pick up all this wood. I don't know, it's wild to me to think that that small of a change can produce that big of an impact, but yeah, I think that turned out great. So that is going to do it for this episode of Running Away. I'm so happy with the progress we got done. I mean, I absolutely love this tower, and I'm so happy that, like, the residential part of this is finished. So between this episode and the next one, I'm probably going to work a little bit off camera to get some more supplies because we ran out of just about anything and everything that we need for this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me on these. If you're not already, I would love it if you subscribed. If you liked it, leave me a like. I would appreciate it. If you have any suggestions or anything, like I know in the last live stream that we did, a lot of you had some suggestions for names to name this place. Currently, I think I'm a bit privy to like Tadshire or Taddingham. I don't know. If you have some suggestions, leave them down below. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Tschüss, Kinder.